Yeah, first of all, the important thing I wanted to mention here is why talk? Why must we be able to talk about these issues? Because some people prefer that it is better to remain in a quiet life, be quiet about everything, because society is already lame, things have gone wrong. Even if you do what, you're not going to change anything. Why must we talk? The aspect of talking is very important, even in the olden days, even the days of the Bible. In fact, the Bible says in the book of Isaiah, although it was addressing a different subject altogether, but the book of Isaiah talks about the need to speak, especially when you are speaking what is right. Because sometimes when people do wrong things for a very long time, they think people are not aware. And therefore, they continue doing the same things that are wrong because nobody is speaking about them. And the Bible here even says, shout. It does not even say talk, but shout. It is therefore very important that we speak what we believe is right, so that the wrongdoers, let them do what is wrong, knowing very well that yes, whatever I'm doing it wrongly, but people are aware that what I'm doing is not right. So we must be able to speak and continue to speak. But speak for what? For example, myself, I do speak for the poor, for the vulnerable and disadvantaged, the marginalized, those people who are really downtrodden, people who cannot speak for themselves. I do not speak for the rich, the well-endowed, those who are well-positioned. Actually, I speak that those who are well-positioned may be able to function properly so that they can help the vulnerable and the disadvantaged. So we must be able to speak, and we are going to speak as much as possible to ensure that issues relating to the oppression of the poor, the vulnerable, and the disadvantaged are addressed. Of late, of course, we know very well everybody wants to associate with power. Everybody wants to be a friend of power. Everybody wants to be closer to the source of power so that they can derive a benefit. And in the process of wanting to be very close, they end up compromising. They end up even selling their own moral standing. They end up giving up and letting everything remain the way it is, because if they speak, then they will not be able to derive the benefit that they look for. Personally, I find that very, very difficult to achieve, and even though I try to do so, I will not manage because I will find no peace. I'm involved in this work of advocating for workers' rights. It's not by choice, it's by calling. It is a calling so much that if you don't do certain things the way they must be done, you find no peace. I would therefore want to take the path of talking very seriously. At one time, I think there was a certain head of state in West Africa who was overthrown, and he made a statement which I did not understand until later when he was put under house arrest, and he kept talking from there. He recorded a video and posted and calling upon the friends, the colleagues, to make noise. He said, make noise. He made it in a very funny way. He made the expression in a very funny way that please make noise everywhere, make noise. One would not understand the meaning of that statement until you actually come face to face with the reality of how important noise is. Noise is very important. And I have taken the path of making noise. I'm going to shout. I am going to make noise to a point that actually if all the wrongdoers must be able to listen. Of course, it does not go without a price, but what is the best option? Must we keep quiet and let things go astray because we want to live at peace with people who have decided to do things completely the wrong way as a way of life, and as a result of which people are really suffering? What then happens? We have children who are growing up and who would want to inherit a society that is well managed, But sometimes because we who hold positions of responsibility have been driven by greed so much that we don't care, we are going to leave societies that have been wrongly managed, and we transfer liability to our children. I don't think that is the right thing for any parent to do. I would therefore want to encourage everybody else to know that yes, the noise here is good noise. And it's noise that is designed for purposes of helping the country, for purposes of helping the trade union movement, especially talking about the trade union movement. But I cannot talk about the trade union movement without talking about other actors. Some of the problems we face are as a result of the failures in other government departments, failures amongst the employers, people who employ workers are doing things completely the wrong way, and we have kept quiet for a long time. They think that is the best way to go. And every time you go there to talk to them, actually they think you are the one who is wrong. They actually make it difficult even for you to represent the workers. Now, such people, what can you do for them? One of the things we are going to do is to speak about them. So the best way you can do, you, the employers, wherever you are, is you must listen and do things the right way. Because it's not going to be business as usual. If you have been doing things the wrong way, change. Start working in a manner that benefits everyone. You build an empire, a huge empire at the expense of the people. That is not right. You can still make business, you can still live a happy life, you can still have money, but don't exploit the masses to an extent that they really live dehumanized, they don't live useful lives, they cannot fulfill their purpose in lives because all the time they have lived exploited. We have suffered the aspect of slavery, we've suffered the aspect of colonialism, we are now suffering the aspect of neo-colonialism, and some of you are agents of that, of slavery, of colonialism and neo-colonialism. We cannot allow this to continue. And when people rise up to speak, you rise up and really start fighting, so and so is against development. How can a person be against development? Which society, which human being is that who will really not want to develop? But development must be designed in such a way that is benefiting the people. This development must not just earn you money to become a rich person in the society where you are at the expense of the people. Development must be able to serve the common good. That's the kind of development we want to welcome in the country. Therefore, we will not entertain any form of blackmail, because reality must be dealt with properly for the good of our country and for the good of the trade union movement and everybody else who is involved. And so thank you very much, and I look forward to interacting with you as we continue. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.